Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and we are back again with yet another interesting and important session. जब हम preparation के perspective से देखें, right now mocks will be the only friend that you will be needing, or the only, I'll say, apart from your actual mentor, be another guide that will be helping you throughout this preparation. You have a lot to learn from these mocks, and if the strategy is not working right for you, these are the times, these last 10 days are the time where you can go ahead, sit down, refine, look at your, the way you approach the mocks, the way you take it, whatever it is, right? You have to refine right now, so that you can, whatever you have prepared, it actually is able to provide you the outcomes, right? So for that purpose only, given the gravity of this situation and given the importance of these mocks that these mocks holds in our preparation journey as well, we have Ramanus sir. He is one of the renowned quant faculty that CL has, and a lot to learn from him, and that is why we requested him to be here to share his insights on how you can go ahead and attempt these mocks. We'll also have Siddharth sir, who will be joining us to provide his insights on the VA section. However, Ramana sir will be taking you go ahead with the QA section itself, both the essay and MCQ section. So be attentive, take notes, right? What sort of strategy you should be adopting, which question to skip, which question to not, and he himself is going to share his insights on that. So without any further delay, over to Ramana sir. Welcome to the session, sir.
Thank you very much, Aswita. I think uh, this is a time where you find all the kids who are preparing for IPMAT. That's what they've been waiting for years. I'll say some are preparing for 2 years. Some might have invested their time from a year. But yes, this is a time where one has to be very clear what is their strength. They must have analyzed themselves by writing mocks, by studying in the classes and all. They might be doing a lot of funda materials and all. But yes, when we go for a mock analysis, it's all about finding out how I'll get through. We all know, we have talked many of times. You have taken session. There are a lot of material we have also shared. The IPMAT Indore is all about finding out right question for you. And when we say a right question, I'll say right question is just to do with my strength. If I know the question, that's the right question for me. If I don't know how to solve that question, if theory is not known to me, it is as good as this question doesn't exist for me. We say if I can solve the problem, then only that is a problem. If I can't solve the problem, that is not the problem for me. I have only one option to go, skip, and move. So with this mock, when it appeared to the kids, we thought of okay, let's analyze it, and I'll try to go through the questions. We may not have that much time to solve each and every question, but I'll try to give you a perspective. Okay, this I would have done it. This I would have left it. If I had left it for what reason? If I would have done it for what reason? So couple of these kind of things I'll go through, and if we see any kind of questions from the sessions in the chat box or in the comment box, if we find, probably we can answer that question. And meanwhile, when Siddharth joins in, we have a analysis on the VA part as well. So when I see this score, we just try to figure out okay what score kids are getting. This is a page we just skipped it and see the kind of score people are doing it. It means there are serious contenders into the game. There's nothing like it. The people who are able to score well, and what is more important, because what we see, a lot of IIMs are coming in with the different programs. So what we are finding, the people are also getting more interested for these programs. Then you will find a good focus kids are coming and they're really preparing. So this year cutoff will not be same. I wish, because the good kids join in, then probably the competition goes a bit higher side of it. Our kids has a score, like look at the high score done in our this mock, and it is like 291. very good score when you look at it. Uh, 48 in short answer, 95 in MCQ, and the English 170 was the highest score. But yes, I'll see. Don't worry about it, because see, somebody gets it doesn't mean everyone to score this much. No, we have to score as per our potential, and that's what one has to look at it. Look at the distribution of the percentile, and this percentile will be slightly better when it comes to a more when you go and write IPMAT. I'll not say you'll be 80 percentiler when you score 168. No, you'll be definitely higher than that, because when the more people joins in, the two things happen. Then obviously the people numbers are higher, and then you perform, you are ahead of a large number of people. So this is what the percentile distribution, when we try to look at our mocks and number of kits written, and based on that we try to figure out how many kits are there. And if you look at it, these numbers are like appearing. So when it comes to a number 97 percentile, to suddenly you'll find a lot of gap happening. So it means the fewer kids were able to score a high score, which was visible on the first page of it. There was a distribution, like how people attempted it, what accuracy is all about. So this is what tends. And then the moment you see the attempt wise, so some question will try to attract because of its chapters, but somewhere you will need to find out, are you able to score it well? And look at the accuracy is actually coming down in certain question, like question number 10, question number 13, even slightly lower. And yes, but yes, few places you find people has a higher accuracy, although the attempt is lesser. Look at question number 6. If somebody has attempted it, at least he has marked it right. So we need to look at the questions, and then probably that is what is all about the analysis. Let's jump to the questions directly, and then probably we'll have a better idea. So, and then in MCQ, again, this is a distributions happen. There are like some questions was very difficult to, like people who find it difficult, they attempted it but they made it wrong. But yes, the questions was visible higher numbers, and you'll find these questions more or less of from arithmetic side. They are familiar of it. But yes, I need to look at question once, read it, and then only I can decide. So three way we go. And this is the verbal ability. When Siddharth joins in, probably we'll have a discussion on this. How we attempt the question, basically. I need to see the question. The moment I see the question, I need to read a bit. And if I'm very much familiar and now I see I can do that question, I will solve. I can leave question by seeing the question. I can leave question after reading the question also. But if I'm solving, midway of solving, I can leave. So I keep deciding each and every step. But yes, when I see the question and this question is not of my type, not of my strength, obviously it becomes easier for you and you save a lot of time in this. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a quick review on short answer question, where questions are tilting, what chapters coming more, is it difficult, is it lengthier, and then probably that discussion will decide, okay, I'll see the question, or I go one step further. Will I read that question? When I see just cursory. When I see the question, it's like a question of geometries. They are talking about something. Then what is the value of ABC? M by N in simplest form. What is the value of Mn? So they just try to figure it out. Okay, there's a diagram. You need to go about it. So this is a form of, you need to make a diagram. Values are given. Now I'm reading it. Then I'll say, okay, I'll wait for more questions to come in front. I will not be the first one to attempt the question of such kind. I might be good at geometry. Geometry are good to attempt, but again, you need to be very clear. It should not be the first question, because questions, if I see the answer till the end, then only I should attempt this. Percentage one, I believe everyone will like to go for it, because these are like how many stocks are there, what is left, I'll go backward calculation, and then I can get the question of this. So I'll say, okay, this is going to be a round one for me. What the question says like this. Okay, ABC is a positive integer. AB is this. BC is 96. C has to be less than 9. Determine the value which is minimum possible for A plus B plus C. So, when the question of such kinds are there, if this condition has been already given, can I make out what is the value of a B from this place? The moment I open up B, the A will also be open up with the possibility. So I should go for question of this kind because some restrictions has been placed, and this restriction will help me to break this B faster. And then, so again, I'll say it's going to be a round one question. Let's go to the next. Let's see. I'm not discussing question. I'll come back again. This is a basic question. If somebody is good at quadratic, what happened when it is positive? Probably this is the questions. If you know the quadratic one, then this is a round one. If you are not familiar of it, then obviously you should leave. For you, it's going to be a round two. So this is the decision you need to take, because this is a basic question saying either my quadratic equation in the upward side of it or it's a downward side of it. It is, if it is always positive, if it is always positive, then where it is going to be a positive, because the upward graph either of this kind or either of this kind, so always positive case, left positive, right positive. So obviously you need to apply that concept to get this one. But yes, that analysis need to be known to you to attempt this question. This paper has a one LR set, or looking at LR set, I'll say because it has 3 questions in list. The best part is if I crack this, I'll be able to solve 3 questions. The question numbers are there, but it is not visible in this PPT. But yes, you can scroll and look at it. The question talks about matches played, score mentioned, each team score a integer point, again restrictive, no team score a same point. It's also a very good point. The moment you have a condition like this, you're much easier to figure it out who score higher or lower. So basically a question of this kind should be attempted. I'll say why not take this one in round one, because I'll do it and I'll do at least 3 questions at one row. It's a log question set to be around one type, because log is one which can be done. It has a limited form list. I'll advise everyone, you might not be good at algebra, but you be good at certain functions like log, like series APGPHP, like you'll be good at solving modulus. So these kind of small separately, if you are not very good at this. So log has 5, 6 formulas in front, 2 theoretical aspect, rest is nothing but solving and doing the answer for this. So this is like I kept in round one. Okay, this is the arithmetic question, but when I read the entire question, Ramesh, Suresh, and all 3 fruit sellers processing these 2 types of apple, this much kg, kilogram, 2 types again, 5:3, 2:3. So I can solve it, but it's not worth attempting because the question is complicating itself in each and every stage. So one is they buy in X, then obviously some more less, and then individual three ratios. Then they're talking about somebody sold so you need to deal with at least three, four equations one after another. I think if you left with time at the end, then probably you can may touch this question. If you have a straightforward question, probably you should go for this. So that is the strategy for this one. Survey about the sports. This is another chapter probably one should do a set theory. Ultimately, two or three sets are there. Probably somebody talks about three. Very rarely you will find the people are asking for four kind of a sets. So if you know the basics two and three sets, you'll able to do this question. So they talked about you need to make a Venn diagram to deal this. Yes, but it's not like that. A bit familiarity of this set is required because they're asking how many distinct value of n are possible. So this is what we'll try to do because that's a Venn diagram based questions. I'm just keeping in round one only. Let's see next. Next is ninth. Ninth again because we have already tried it. So it is going to be around one. 10th trigo. It's a trigo round one because I'll just do it quickly. There's nothing but sine x by cos x. This is going to be 1 upon cos x, and 2 cos x is mentioned here. The moment you go, you keep cos x in other side of it. This is a complete cos square x, and cos square x can be written as 1 minus sine square x. Replace the value, make a quadratic in sine, and then try to find out how many solutions it will have. So this is the attempt you do. If you're able to see this question is doable for you. And you make a equation in sine. You all know the sine value. Sine value is always going to be any sine value 1 and minus 1. So whatever this quadratic will give, obviously that value is going to be within this range. If it is there, mark the answer and move. So know it. If you know, able to see this, आप equation 1 में कर सकते हैं. Else you can do in round 2 or you can leave also if you don't know. Matrices again. If I'm a maths kid, I have done maths throughout my 12th, then probably matrices questions can be attempted. But in general, if you feel like no, I'm not familiar of it, I always keep these questions for the sideline because again it required a pure theoretical understanding of this. So I can't use uh, anything which I know it general. Common sense I can't work it out because somebody know adjoint matrix कैसे करते हैं, then it is going to be easy for that person. So I do always keep in round 2 of this one. Even I'm familiar of it. I know I need to go theoretically. Number of distinct pair of this one. If mod is there, can you handle mod in inequalities and all? Uh, it is again round 2. Once come in discussion, we'll do, and we will try to see what is unique in it. Only thing unique I find in this question is when they say mod x plus y is less than 4 and xy are the distinct pair, it means it is very clear x plus y will be either, because we are saying distinct pair of integers, I can work it out, either it is 0 or it is plus minus 1 or it is plus minus 2 or it is plus minus 3. That's it. The outcome should be this only. So I might have a possibility I can do a basic analysis of it and test those value in this and try to see is it verifying or not. I'll able to track this question. If the option would not been there like a distinct pair of integer, then this question might have been a bit difficult one, because then you need to do a lot of equation things and then a lot of possibilities. So probably I may say round 2, but again we can try this question. 13 question again remain the same. We have done it. 14 again mod. The moment you find these kind of analysis, maxima, minima, don't try to do in the round 1, because again the analysis required. I have not seen the question, but yes, I'll keep it down to. Again, this is like total number of residents in section. This is given fewer than this section, average of this one. So percentage and average again is going to be around 1. Look at it, what we did. We just tried to do quickly. I took time, but I could have just review the question first. So I should not jump to the section solving question number 1 on the first go. It is always advisable. You should make a plan before attempting the section. So round 1, one question. Again, this is also round 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are the 3 because I'm swapping the PPTs quickly. So probably the voice and the PPT now I'll be doing it slow for you. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So almost 10 odd questions I have verified from this section. And if I need to do these questions, I have to be very clear on this. I'll be taking my entire time to solve these 10 questions only. If I'm able to do it 8, 9, I'm rightly positioned. If I'm able to do 10, I'm very good at it. Look at the score was there, almost somebody score of 45 in this. But that guy did almost 11, 12 question in this one. But yes, this is the attempt somebody can make it. So let's see the questions which were there. What the question says. Question is saying 45% of the total stock of oranges along with the one additional oranges to customer. Okay, he sells 45% stocks along with one additional to a customer. Then he sells 20% of the remaining oranges with additional two, and thereafter 90% of the remaining oranges to the third customer and left with five. Can you go back with the reverse order? That will be the better. So I say if I have a five oranges left with the five oranges, so how much he sold the oranges? 90% of the remaining and left with the five oranges. So I can say if I sold 90% of it, so if at that stage I have a X, so 0.9x I gave it to the customer and 0.1x is actually giving to 5. So it means X is going to be a 50 on this case. And then what I can do, I can go back and check. It means at this stage, I have a 50 oranges. Look at it, what happened to this case. He sold a 20% remaining oranges and two additional to the second customer. It means he must have sold 80% of Y minus 2 plus 2 to the customer. What is left with? Zero point 0.2 of Y minus 2. That was what given 50. So you can just solve it, what you get the value of Y. So value of Y is going to be 52, again divide by 0 0.2. So you multiply 5 top and bottom, which is going to be 0, 25, so 260. And then you can apply the concept here. He sold, say K, he sold 45% the stocks, and he gave one additional. So left out is going to be 0.55 of K minus 1, that is given 260. And then you just add and get the answer of it. So that is what you get the answer of it. So answer for this question is, just solve it. Try to solve this question. Okay. Oh, oh. I think we made a slight mistake here. He sold a 20% of it. We wrote it wrongly. So we need to just cut it down. This is the 0.8 of this. He sold 0.2 of Y. So Y is something different. So this is going to be additional of two oranges. In the second customer, 20% of remaining. So whatever there was Y, 20% was sold and plus 2. So leftover is nothing but 0.8 of Y minus 2. So we need to basically do the question in that way. So 80% of this you can just calculate. 52 divided by 0.8 is going to be Y. So you can get the answer of it. So I just take it out 8 times of it. 6 and 5, 65. So Y is 65. Then I can apply here. So that's a mistake. 45% given to this one, and then we can try like this. So this number is not that. So I need to apply this Y is 65, and then I can go back and solve the question of this one. This is going to be K, and then we can get the values over there. So it is going to be 65.55. K is going to be 66. So K is going to be 66 divided by 0.5. So you can just solve question of this one. So answer is 120. Okay. So you can get the values of this one. So this is going to be 100 times of it, and it's going to be 11.5, it's going to be 6, and then I can cut it 20, it's going to be 120. So this is like I could have gone a reverse order of it. So yes, let's go to the next question. I said this is the one perspective I would have looked at it. If the C is less than 9 and if it is 96, what is the possibility? B into C, if you write 1 into 96, 2 into 48. So I need to basically go more than that so that at least we have a possibility of that number, and then we can work it out what value we can keep. So the either my numbers B and C and the possibility wise we need to check. Yes. So you just break it like this, and then you make a possibility. Same thing you can apply here because B is common. Once B is common, you can get it C and A, and then you can get the answer of it. Look at this question. Again, I said this is the question where you need to apply a concept, it's a positive, and you just make a equation K and a one side of it and take X common. uh, it is going to be k plus 2 plus 1, 1 minus 2k is positive, and then we can apply the concept. It is positive means d has to be less than 0. Whatever k comes, that integral value we can apply here. This was the one of the like part which comes in our paper, and I have to be clear on taking care of these kind of questions, because if I have a good set, if I can crack this, I can have a three questions here. Probably this is the question where I would have gone and make a table, and table is very simple in this case. We have only two rounds. We have round 1 and round 2, and there are 4 players, and you can have a scores at the end because that's a score, I'll say. That's a positioning of them, who is doing what, and then read out the data. The question is saying 5 to 20 round 1 no team score a same point, same true with the round 2. So that is the discussion in the first statement. Median of this is 14, 16. Look at this. When I have a force A, B, C, D, is median is given B plus C divided by 2. There is no clear median in this case. So I have to be clear on, if 14 is there, it means it must be B plus C divided by 2, or 16. That is also a same case with this. The mean score is going to be 13 and 17. So 13 4 times is going to be 52. If 17 4 times is going to be 68. So that total score is there with us. That's the advantage in this. The G scored 7 more than round 2. We'll see where G is positioned. Right now, we don't know. S has been second in round 1 and last in round 2. This is the S position. S is in second, last, and S has been second in round 1. So this is the top to bottom. So we are top to decreasing mode we are going. And it scores 6 point more than round 2, and even the last scorer in round 1. Okay, that's the data. R has scored round 1 is equal to the median of round 2. It means R will score a 16 marks. because round 2 has a median of 16. And look at the position. Round 2, round 1, if the R is either first or third and fourth, but it cannot be, because at the end, if the highest one, if the 16 marks is going to be in third, then obviously S and other will be higher side of it. Now it is fixed. R will come in this place only. So R has been at 16. H was lowest in round 1, but not among first two in round 2. H is lowest in round 1. So H is placed here and not among first two in round 2. It means H will be placed here because it is not in first two. And then we need to just fill this table completely and check. So who is left in this? R, S. So G will be there. So G score is how much? If I have a 16, S will have what? S will have either 15 or 14. In that case, again, because I need to maintain the 14, so I can't have 14 number here. If the S has 15, then G will have a 13 score, because 15 plus 13 divided by 2 is going to be this. So if S is 15, G is 13 in this case, then whatever the leftover will come to H. And already there's a data, G was 7 more in round 2. So 13 plus 7, G will have a well positioning over here. Then what is left in this case, then the R will have this position. Now I need to apply who is going to be scoring, because I need to maximize it. If I need to maximize the value of H, look at the H has been also given. It scores 6 point more in round 2 as the last scorer of this one. S was second in round 1 but last in round 2, and it scores 6 more point in round 2 as it has the last scorer of this one. So just see, the S will score and the round 1 has the median of this one. Okay. So we need to just use the data of this one, and then 6 more of the last one. So 6 more, if I do 8 plus 6 is going to be a 14. Now what is the left? 68 it was there, and S score 6 more, and then it is going to be a 34. 20 of G, 14 of this. So they scored 34. So R plus H must be of 34. How we can distribute? Either possibility will be 18, 16 or a 19, 15. But because I need to maximize it, then I can put the value of 16 here, and then I can put the value 18 at this case. We'll see if the option is suggesting lowest or highest, we can make the answer of it. What is the score in round 1? Probably that is clear. We mark the answer 8, and then that's where we can get the value of this one. So 8 is answer for the question in this. This is again log question. I said if you know the log, you just try to make equation, because this is nothing but 2. This is nothing but 2 की power again, and the b square, a square, all the value can be log a base 2 log b base 2. Convert the entire equation in these two variable, and then find the value of b and a separately and have a value b by a. So this is the approach one can do and get the answer, because when we have a question like this, a ki power n and x, this will come 1 by n times of log x base a. Probably you can apply on 8 and 4 like this, and the square comes in the multiple. Same with this, make a equation, solve and get the answer. This I said round 2 because that's again our typical questions to do. Set theory, I said if you know, you go for something like round 1, because you need to just make a diagram. So it says the 80 students responded the survey. 30 played a basketball, so a basketball is there, rugby is there, and hockey is there. You need to just put down the values inside, and this is a larger set in this. So somewhere we need to just jot down how many number inside. This is, if this is 30, it's going to be 26, and this a hockey is 28. So it's a basketball to rugby to hockey. So B, R, and H. Then you put the value inside. What is there? X player basketball and hockey. 4 played all 3. This is the 4. N is the number of students who played no sport. So whatever the leftover will be a part of it. So X played basketball and hockey only. Basketball and hockey only. So basketball and hockey, if you look at, so this is the X part of it. So this is the leftover part of it. 30 minus 4 and number. We need to find out 12 played a basketball and rugby. Basketball and rugby, that's the entire part of it. That is going to be 8. Because the 4 is this, so I can put 8 here. 8 played hockey and rugby. Hockey and rugby, this is going to be a 4. So now you just work it out. This is going to be 18 minus x, so that the entire value is there. Then put the value, you can get the value here also. So and rest values can be pasted here. So it is going to be a 20 minus x. This is going to be 4, 4, 8, 16. This is going to be a 10. So in totality, if you look at it, you add all, you'll able to find out is it going to be 80 or not. Just add all the values and check. You'll find what is the data on this card. What is the n value here? N value also come total minus this. And then x has a limitation, because only two value limits on this case, either 20 minus x or 18 minus x. X cannot be more than 18. It has to be lower than this. And once it is there, so x max could be 18. The moment you have x max, then you can get the value of n. And that's what you need to solve the question of this one. Put the n values in this case, and then you can get the answer of it. So how many values it can get? So x has a possibility x will be max or x minimum could be, because nowhere up other signs are there. So x minimum could be a 0. So I can have an entire set of values, or n if you subtract the total value, you need to do add all. 80 minus add all, if you do, the n was coming to 16 plus x. And then you can have a n value into the n value in terms of x, 13 plus 16, and this value is 16 plus 0. So I have a possibility of 16 to 34, and I can mark the answer 19. So this is the one question. If I know it, probably I can solve this question in that sense. Let's do the quickly. This is the one we did. This is what we have already discussed. This I said you can do that. This is a possibility I already discussed it. You just try out. You can put the value x as a 0, y as a 0. It will have a 0 value, x as a 1, y as a 0 value, plus minus 1. Check is it verifying or not. After 2-3 attempts, you will able to find the uh, answer in that sense. So if we just go and check the question, this is what the question we did. So probably if I attempt 7-8 question in this, or if I can go at best at 9-10, I think this is a very good score for anyone. But yes, 7 doable in this case, and one should do at least 7 and 8 question while taking this section in primarily. When we go to short answer, like again, the analysis remain the same. Analysis will be what? Which chapters come from? Again, the number system, basics of applying a concept of number of factors, and then probably you go about it. Again, the time and work question, again, going to be around one. PNC, it's saying, okay, what is the possibility of having this drawn random, and each probability of having exactly 2 white ball and 1 black ball. You need to make a case 1, from box 1 what is going to happen, box 2 what is going to happen, box 3, and all are independent. So you need to just apply or and concept. Or says if I have a possibility, or goes for addition, and always apply a case for multiplication. So what will happen? We have a case like this: either white, white, black, or white, black, white, or black, white, white. This is the possibility. This is a possibility where either this or this. So I need to just find out what is the possibility of getting white, white, black in first. I'm just giving one perspective, and then probably you all can complete this question. In the first box, if I try to find out a white ball, the possibility is going to be 3 by 4. And now I need to get the value white in second also. Second box again 2 by 4. Third saying 1 by 4. This is the a case where I'm getting white, white, black in the case one. Then you just try to find in second add the case and third add the case. Total is what going to be answer for you. If the cases are independent, there is no relation from the first box to second box, the questions comes easy and one should take that question in the first round. Again, the matrix question depend upon have you done through or not. This is also similar a bit a log type. If you go through this 2 की power x, 2 की power y, 2 की power 2x, 2 की power 2y. Somewhere 2 की power x and 2 की power y should be taken as a variable and dealt with. A bit practice will help you to deal the question such time. But yes, uh, doable, you can work around it. And if you convert in log, putting log is easy in this case. So if I say the value in the log 2 की power x is there, if I say it is y, if I put log base 2y, it is actually become log 2 and x, and I can get the value of x completely. So whatever value will come, I need to replace and get the answer of this question. If we read the question, the mean of a least 9 number is 17. Mods are given A, B, C. If the mods are there, mod means what? More of frequencies. So mean, mode, median, the three things we talk. So mod means highest frequency. Out of 9 number, if the three mods are present and three different numbers are there, it is clear to us it is going to be a 2, 2, 2. The presence of A is going to be 2 times, B is also going to be 2 times, C is going to be 2 times, and then A plus 4, 1 plus B, and C minus 8. Average has been given. Add them all, divide by 9, that is given 17. Just try to solve, see what value you can get. So that attempt could be made in this case. Again, it's going to be round one question because we have a, a direct formula for P into R by 100 whole square as nothing but difference between the CI and SI for 2 years. This value is given 1499. Put the value 15 here. Try to get done. Get the value of P. Once P is there, you can get the answer for this. So a bit calculation, but yes, doable question. Theoretically, not that difficult. Again, I said geometry question, have a read. When I read this question, isosceles triangle, some symmetry. Then they talked about hypotenuse. It means it's a right angle triangle. PRPQ going to be a tangent of it. It means there will be a symmetrical diagram. You may try this, although the answers looks difficult, but the diagram is suggested is not that difficult. So this is the right angle triangle, isosceles. If I extend it, this is what the circle they're talking about. So you have learned it in circle, circumcircle, This is called X circle. Exterior angle bisectors create this circle. There are formulas for it. I'm just giving it for the triangle. Small r into s, it is for in circle radius. Another type is called ABC upon 4r, that is for circumcircle radius. And r into s minus a, r times of s minus b, r times of s minus c, this is a x circle radius. Because x circle can be made in all the side. This place, I can made it here, I can made it in this portion of it. We say wherever you imposed, if it is A, this radius is small r, I can say if I have an area of a triangle, I can equate with small r into s. Area of triangle is given. This is given. I need to find the value of s and a separately, put the value and get the answer. So if you know this, then only you can have this question. Else it go in the round two. Yeah, this is the one. Again, it's a bit because the k values again alpha beta. You may try if you are good at quadratic equation. Else because wherever you have a scenario of having a maximum minimum, question will have at least two stages. But yes, alpha beta and beta by alpha will form a equation alpha square plus beta square divided by alpha beta. This can be written again alpha plus beta minus 2 alpha beta divided by alpha beta. This is the multiple of roots, that is the summation of roots. You can take from here and you can apply. So you have tried this, solving it, getting the answer for this one. Again, a bit something ki power, like x ki power x kind of. There's no point writing p plus q. These are a natural number. Ultimately, x ki power x should be divisible by 512. Look at 512 is 2 ki power 9. It means x must have 2 in it. If it will not, then it is very difficult. I think you can just take value from the option and apply. No need to solve it anything. 4 ki power 4, will it be option of 2 ki power 9? Answer is not. Then 6 ki power 6 will have a value of this one. 6 have only 1, 2. And if I do it on 6, it will not have 2 ki power 9. 8 will have 2 ki power 3 ki power 8. I'll have a sufficient value of 2 ki power 9. This is what the least value will have. We can mark the answer like this. So you could have tried PQR only distraction. Idea is x ki power x, put the value and get the answer of it. This is an infinite solution. Like if a1x b1y is equal to plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x b2y plus c2 equal to 0. We say if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, this is equal to c1 by c2, that case gave us an infinite solution. But we have dealt with the only two variables. not with 3, because this is not the equation of line, these are equation of plane. So what you do, take one equation to first to second, or you take second third, two plane makes a line, line 1 and then line 2, and then apply this perspective to it, and then try to find out what is the possible value for infinite solution, and a and k could be. So this is the one should try. You can't apply on x y z, you need to apply for x and y. Let's do it quickly because we have to analyze verbal section also. Siddharth sir will join in a while. Parallelogram, you may give a try. Parallelogram things is again the symmetry is in place. You may try a bit. Numbers are easier. 7, 6, 8, 9. These all the variables numbers has been mentioned. Again, the time, speed, distance question, flexible enough. Possibility based question, a lot of variable. When you spend time and then find out, okay, what could be the possible value of a b c d, will not be that difficult because options are like 6, 16, and these all the numbers of it. You just uh, try to fix it up. Okay, will it be some value which can satisfy, or we can just have some assumption of it and then keep doing it. So in that sense, these values can be taken up. But yes, in the first go, I think you can keep it in round 2. That's way it is much better scenarios. So again, the options you can try, but again, a lot of values are also there. So again, I'll say it is going to be around 2 in this case. Geometry questions again. Sin x. So this is if you know the second degree equation, where we say ax square plus by square plus 2hxy plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. That's called second degree equation. Each and every type, when a and b are going to be 1, h by n to be 0, that's a case of circle. So in a similarly, you need to know the precise value. If you look at the solution, you'll be able to find that case and get the answer of it. So yeah, again, knowledge related question. If I have, then only I can do. Mean, median, again the count questions is there in this 33. Permutation combination. I'm looking at if I get a question which can be solved through the options. And again, elevation is a trigo question. I think 60, 30, 45 degree, these are unknown numbers to us. Must try questions. You just make sine cos and then you can get the answer of it. Okay. So this question comes in the linear equation. You can make a equation like this. Competitive exam, there was 68 question. Each correct, I got 3 marks. Each wrong, I have been penalized by 1 marks. No marks awarded for unattempted. How many different combination of correct and wrong answer can be a final score of 644 can be achieved. So one is x plus y plus z is going to be 68, and second thing is 3x minus y is is going to be 44, because no marks awarded for unattempted questions. Different combination of right and wrong. So I should replace any one variable. So obviously z I can't replace, so I can just add both equation together. 4x plus z is going to be 108. Solve this as a linear equation. How many number of solution? And for z you keep writing y. What is the value of x? For what is the value of z? Then for that, what is the value of y? And then we can say number of combination we can do. So this is the one linear equation based question. One can solve it. Like I'm just solve first case. If z is zero, it is going to be 2 and 7. So if I solve 27 question and z is 0, rest question is going to be y. So 68 minus 27 is going to be 1 and 4. So I make 27 right, 41 wrong. I have one combination of it. Z increases by 4, X decrease because Z cannot go down. So next Z can be 4 unattempted. X will be down by 1. So I can go 26. Keep writing number. What is the number over here? Try to check how many combination you can make. That's what they are saying. What is the final score? Somebody can get it. So you need to just keep writing. By the time the number of questions should be of 68, it cannot go in that side of it. So 4 if I keep increasing, it will keep jumping. Z is next in going to be 8. There is going to be a 25, and this number again going to be in that sense. So how low I can go, that I need to check. So ultimately, how much jump I can go in this side? 4, 68 जाने के लिए how many numbers I can go? I can go. I can't have a score where I'm not able to score in that marks of it. So the number could be done like this. So next Z, then next Z, and keep doing. So you'll find if I keep jumping, there will be a limit of it. I need to find out X, how many X I can get in this case. So concept of linear equation can be applied over here. A removal replacement can be done. Function question, log again APGP. So concept of log, if log is in AP, its numbers are going to be in GP, because we say log A, log B, and log C are in AP. So ABC is going to be in GP. That's what the perspective we can apply in this case question. Modulus, again, we need to go through the options. So probably, and this again, the set of this one. If you could take this, I think out of like 30 question, anything closer to 15 to 17 question will be a good marks in this. But yes, if somebody can go up to 20, I think nothing like it. So idea was to discuss a question type, see where I can get, try making uh, your strength area, your weak area, and through which you'll able to figure it out. Can I make a short answers question? I can do it at least 8 or range. Like 8 to 10, I'm saying. And the MCQ, we can do 15 to 20 range. Anything of this will be a very good score for you. Siddhartha, are you
Okay, so
there? Or
yes, Siddharth sir is also has also joined us, and I was just going to say that thank you for the insights that you have shared. In terms of what all questions the student should be appearing in the first round and how they should be approaching it, and if they know the concept, basically they should be attempting it, else they should be letting it go. This is the thing that all the student should be adapting in their approach as well. I believe Siddharth sir will be adding a lot more to this discussion, entire discussion, in terms of how to approach the VA section itself. So, yeah, thank you, Ramanand sir. And I believe your video is stuck. If you
oh,
can
oh,
check.
one.
Yeah, right.
I just try to see. Yeah, it seems like it's freezed. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Is it
is. It
visible?
is. Right, right.
Okay. Okay. So I think Siddharth sir
Yeah, we
will
can
take
have
us through.
Siddharth sir as well. Right.
Yeah, hi.
Welcome.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Shashwita. Good evening, Ramanoj sir.
Good
And good
Good
evening,
evening,
all
evening.
the
sir.
students. Right. So, Ramanoj sir, your video is stuck, I think. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, let us start with the VARC discussion, and I'm sure that uh, students would have, if they those who have seen the previous year paper IPMAT 25, this VARC was very close to that, right? So and that's why I can say that perhaps cutoff wise also it should be closer to that. Maybe reading comprehension passages were slightly difficult. Let me share the slide first, so Shashwita, you can tell me. I'm trying to share.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, is this visible?
Not as of now.
Yeah,
Let
is
me.
okay. Not visible still. Let me try again. Okay.
Wait, sir. I have to add it to this. Right.
Just give me a second.
In the meantime, student can also let us know how's the session like up until now. Was it helpful? What all tricks or tips were helpful, for the QA section? And what are you looking forward to for the VA section? What are you basically struggling with the VA section as well? There's something uh, which is being overlooked, this particular section, but it requires a lot of attention of yours, and you should be dedicating enough time so that you can also clear the cutoff, and at the same time, you know since it contributes a lot to your ATS score as well, so keep that in mind and prepare accordingly for the VA section as well.
I don't know, Shashwita, what is happening. Can you share from your side?
Sure, sir. Sure, sure.
So, meanwhile, you are sharing, let me tell you what IPMAT exam is according to me, right? if you look at the guys IIM Indore exam, I feel that if you are not performing well in VARC, that is definitely something worrying. Why? Because if you see the cutoffs, okay, so if you see the cutoffs of the first section was what last year? I think if I'm not wrong, it was around 4 to 5 questions net, right? The first section anyways don't have any negative marking, so for general category it was 16 marks, 4 questions right. The second section I think was around 28 marks, and the third section, the VARC, was 112 marks, right?
Okay,
So
yeah, just to interrupt you,
yeah,
like you definitely went ahead with the right numbers for the section two. For section one, I believe it was 24, and anywhere around 6 questions that one
okay,
must get right so that they can
okay,
actually clear the cutoff itself for a general category. Definitely, it goes down for all the other categories. So yes, you might be discussing the numbers for the other categories, but for general category, it was for 24, and VA, I believe it was 112 anywhere. So yeah, you can just take
okay.
forward from here.
Right. But what I want to discuss is that last year the MCQ, the non-MCQ, the first section was relatively easier as compared to the previous 23 and 24 paper, and section 2 of quant was relatively difficult as compared to the previous 2 years. So overall, I mean section 1 last year it was 6 questions, so we will say 6 7 question is the safe one, and section 2 was 7, but that would be less if paper comes to something like what it used to be 23 24, when cutoffs were usually around 40 marks, so 10 questions net right you have to get, right? But the thing is 112 in VARC, which was 125 if I'm not wrong in 2024 out of 45 questions. That clearly means that you have to get at least 30 right and not more than 8 wrong in last year's paper. 30 right and 8 wrong. That would have taken you to 112. Now, let me tell you what I find most of the students doing is that they give a lot of time to their quant preparation. In fact, they believe that IPMAT exam is the quant only, but the problem is the scoring is so high in the VRC section that if you're not doing well, there is only as much you can do in quant. मतलब quant में कोई बहुत brilliant भी हो जाए, जो कि मुश्किल से 100 लोग अगर होंगे, तो they would get say a score of, in the first section, what they may get 12 right, which is 48, and but in the English section, that difference between the top 100 students and the remaining could be big. So focus on VRs. Still, you still have around 15 days time for you. You can focus on that. Now, what are the areas where you can focus and what should be the strategy for VRC? Let me discuss this. But before going to that, this is the slide, right? Because Shashwita is sharing and I cannot use my pen now. Is there an option where I can use pen?
I believe that won't be possible because I have to connect it with my
There was, yeah,
backup.
I should have. ठीक है, खैर. Anyways, so I'm sure that students must be familiar with this graph because both the quant section analysis they would have seen this. But the orange one, the bar graph, is the percent attempt, and the line that you are looking at, this, that is accuracy. So if you look at question number 46, what does that mean is maybe 55% of the students attempted it, and nearly 57 58% of the students got it right, right? So we define questions as whether they were easy, moderate, or difficult, but that is defined by the accuracy and not by the number of attempts, right? So, for example, question number 72, that looks like the one where most of the students got it wrong. The accuracy was around 40%. So, according to us, anything which is 40 or less than 40% is a difficult question. 40 to 65% is a moderate question, and if accuracy is 65% and above, that was easy question. Maybe 5% here and there you can take for your own definition, but that's how usually in the competitive exam we benchmark the accuracy. We benchmark that difficulty level as with respect to the accuracy, right? Now, if you look at this entire attempts wala part, okay, thing to notice is that question number 70 say 72 73 tak, which I think were the para completion one, the accuracy was less. That clearly tells me that here is one area wherein students do struggle. Okay, 71, 72. These questions very low accuracy. In fact, accuracy is lowest in the question number 68. 68, it is around 25-30% accuracy. Okay, so maybe I think that's a grammar question. We will look at them. We will look at them. But when I'm looking at the para completion question, less number of the students attempting it, and even accuracy is slightly less. That is one area to look for, where you can attempt the questions more. And the other type of questions are para jumble questions. So even in the parajumble question, you see there were two questions in which accuracy is pretty high, 70%, and then there were two questions which were around 40% accuracy, 40 to 50%. So these are the areas which students struggle with. But if I look at the bar graph and the line graph from 74 to 85, these questions are the one where a lot of students have scored well. Now, if you are not doing well in these questions, then you are out of competition straight away, right? If you are not doing well in the questions in which majority and large number of majority is doing well, then you are out of competition. But the rank deciders, or should I say, whether you will get an interview call, those deciders questions will be the one which others find difficult and you are able to crack, which would be para completion and para jumble. RC everybody is doing. The grammar questions, which are easy one, everybody is doing. जो difficult है वो तो गलत कर देते हैं लोग सब. So where is that 8 to 10 questions that will create the difference between those who get an interview call and get a good ADS score, and those who just barely manage a call or get or do not manage even an interview call. I personally believe it will be between the para completion, para jumbles, vocab, these kind of questions, right? So there are still 15 days left, and I believe that you should focus on working on these areas. But let us now look at the questions specifically. I won't be discussing the solutions. I will specifically like to discuss what 68, 69, what were they, we will see. You are sharing it, Shashwita?
Yes, sir. If you want to, put some pointers and
Give
everything,
it
you can go ahead
another
and
try. I will give it
right,
another try.
right, because that would be much better for them to understand and like jot down some pointers as well.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
Yeah. Ah, thank God. This is good now. Okay. Shashwita, the seriousness about the VARC is also getting reflected by the number of people who are attending this. Maybe students found it easy, but the marks don't suggest that. What were the marks? The average, and do we have any data on what were the average marks kind of, or say top
Average
50
scores.
marks, average of top 50?
Uh, I can definitely go ahead and comment on the average scores. Average scores were anywhere around like in the range of 120 to 130 that I like observed while looking at the data as well. However, for the top 10, I'll have to say it was anywhere above 150 because this particular section,
Okay,
even though the highest score was anywhere around 170, and for the top 10 students, as a top 10 to top 20 students, it was anywhere above 150, 150, 155. This was a pattern that I
okay,
observed in.
great. Right. So, not very difficult to be very honest. I mean, it was exactly a lot of questions were very, very similar to what was tested in the last year paper. But let us start. This was reading comprehension, and I believe that if I have to attempt this paper, Reading comprehension won't be the first thing that I am going to solve, right? So what should be the order of attempt? That becomes very important. So reading comprehension, I won't be attempting first. And look at look at this passage. This is huge. This is big passage, and it's going to take a lot of time if I read it properly. Not saying that I won't attempt it. I will definitely. But what are the typical questions that I will attempt first are these kind of questions. The very easy questions, because if I know them, I will take hardly 5 seconds time. And even if I don't know them, I can at least rule out couple of options and say that in dono mein se to kuch hai. Let us look at these questions, because here there is a lot of context that can help you to understand what is the right answer. I'm just showcasing you. I'm not going to solve all the questions. Let us look at this. My colleague constantly interrupts during the meeting and takes credit for others' idea. But we all dash because he's extremely talented at closing deals with the client. I usually put a word here. And I say that the easiest word for me is to complete this sentence is that, but we all ignore because he's extremely talented at closing the deals with clients. So he is bad, but still we are ignoring that person because he's good in something. What could be the right answer? Right. So if you know the meaning, then obviously you will say that this is the right answer. Okay. But even then, if you can understand, let him off the hook. Letting somebody off the hook means छोड़ दिया उसको. ठीक है. Could be a fit, but in the context, turn a blind eye to him means that we are ignoring. Look the other way for him. I don't know what does that. That looks very awkward. Look the other way for him. I don't know. Give him the cold shoulder. Cold shoulder means I'm not interested. That kind of thing, right? So if you look at the context and you put your own word, that's going to help you a lot. And not in the idioms, less in the idioms, but more in the fill-ups questions, which are, I think, 4 or 5 fill-up questions are also there. Once again, these questions were very, very easy. You should have got out of 5 or 6 these questions, at least 5 right. There were 6 such questions. At least 5 you should have got right. Yeah, these questions. I will intimidate you about the availability of gas cylinders as soon as possible. This is intimidate. What is intimidate? It is intimate. Intimidate is I mean making someone frightened. Okay. I think 60. Acha, this is one rule that I will like to discuss, because I have seen every year IPMAT paper giving this question. IPMAT, GIPMAT, somewhere you will come across this question of parallelism and tense. Just excuse me. If only the manager asked me, I would have gladly offered my help and services. So in this kind of question, there is one sub clause. This is a sub clause and one main clause. Okay. And let me tell you that I'm not a grammar expert. I am a verbal expert. I'm not a grammar expert. So don't go by very bookish language. I'm just telling you कि भाई मैं क्या देखता हूँ और the experience I have seen कि ऐसे question में कैसे solve करना है. If only the manager asked me, I would have gladly offered my help and services. This is the first clause is unreal. Unreal means something that has not happened, but suppose had it happened. So that kind of thing. And second clause, the main clause is what you would have done. So here in the first clause, there will always be use of had. In the first subclause, there will always be use of had, and in the second, there will be use of would have. So you just need to keep that in mind. And then I've seen this question at least coming every year, either in GIPMAT or IPMAT exam. In fact, I tell you one thing, very interesting thing. In GIPMAT 25 paper, they asked 2 questions, 2 vocab questions. Interest me, 2 vocab questions that were very much similar to what was asked in IPMAT 24 paper. I know this because I am doing a course on IPMAT verbal ability and reading comprehension, the sprint course. You can go and check the website. And I did the recording, and I was pleasantly surprised to see कि यार ये पेपर में भी जिपमैट वाले IPMAT का क्वेश्चन उठा करके मैनिपुलेट करके giving their own question, the vocab question. Forget about any other maths का question. right? Again, this one, a question of parallelism. Parallelism is a very, very important topic for grammar, guys. Parallelism says that the structure of a sentence should remain consistent throughout, right? So, for example, here, if ing form is used, it should be used everywhere, which includes cutting jobs, adopting new technologies, and developing innovative methods. So this ing form should be consistent throughout. Okay, so parallelism, you can master that. 68. Yeah, I'm no surprised that this is bit I mean, should I say tricky? I should not say tricky, but it is vague. When I read it for the first time, I felt that this entire sentence is awkward. So I can understand that you have got it right. Got it. A lot of people have got it wrong, but choose the best option in such cases and hope that the question itself is wrong. Okay. Then there was 69, and a lot of students commit mistake here. This is a typical subject verb question. It is always one of my students, because here the subject is not that person he, but the subject is the entire type of students that he's talking. So it should be one of my students. That is the right usage. Okay, now these are the questions where a lot of students got them wrong. Okay. Now these questions, I think that there were a couple of questions which I will say that maybe moderate to difficulty, but at least two questions were easy. You should definitely attempt them. But once again, my first 10-15 questions to attempt would have been question number 58, जो दो आरसी खत्म हो जाते हैं, I think 58 से होते हैं. Yeah, question number 58 to 69. These questions would have taken me not more than 12 questions would have taken me not more than 5 to 6 minutes. So I should have attempt these questions first. Then I can come back to these later. I should then attempt these questions 74 to 79. These questions are easy, right? So once again, just giving you a demonstration of how should you should attempt them. Excessive screen time among adolescents has been shown to dash sleep patterns. What will excessive screen time do? So definitely a word which has negative meaning should come here. It should dash sleep patterns, dash their ability to concentrate during academic tasks. What will again come? Negative word will come. So, okay. Yeah. To concentrate and over time dash their cognitive development significantly. Again, negative word should come. Which of the option does that? All the three words are negative. Which option does that? Only one option. All the three words are negative. Right? So rather than focusing on vocab too much, I mean, all the words anyways were easy here. So I'm not saying that vocab would have been obstacle, at least in this question. But in a lot of questions, you can look at the nature of the words that will come, and you can put the option accordingly, right? Okay, so all the questions you could have solved this way, and not very difficult again. You should have got, I mean, if you are anyways, if your vocab is average and you have sense of language, you should have got 80% of these fill-ups right. There were 6 such questions. Now this is easy, right? This passage was easy. Last year, IPMAT 25, such kind of passage came with all the questions based on vocab, or not vocab, but contextual vocab, a usage of particular word. What does that mean? So, for example, the first question asks you in the context of the conversation, task decomposition most closely refers to. So this is a contextual vocab question. So 6 questions came from one RC, one particular passage was given. Easy to attempt. This you should have definitely attempted, because uh, it was easy, but the passage was also very interesting and small passage. Nothing that should have prevented you from attempting this. And if I remember correctly, a lot of students have attempted this question. And then the last part, para completion, right? So after completing grammar and idioms and fill-ups, I will attempt para completion. The para completion questions were the one wherein a text, a small passage is given, and a blank is there, and you have to tell which statement will come in that blank. Then I will attempt the RCs, and towards the end I will attempt the parajumbles. Why? Because in parajumble, chances of getting them wrong is higher. In RC, even if RC is long, for example, the first passage, which was long, uh, but what would have been? It would have been 600 words, 500, 600 word passage. It would have taken you 3 minutes time to 4 minutes time maximum to read it, and another 3 minutes time to attempt the questions, because questions were direct. So maybe around 7 to 8 minutes time will go in one RC. Maybe around 16 minutes time to 17 minutes time will go in attempting two RC. Right? In the 12 questions of grammar, idioms, these 12 question of grammar and idioms, I would say that they will take you what, 6 minutes time. So 12 questions of grammar and idioms can be attempted in 6 minute time. 16 to 17 minutes, 12 question of RC could have been attempted. Then the fill-ups, the 6 fill-ups, what time will it take? Maybe 3 to 4 minutes time for that. So you are now left with around 15 minutes time, and you have para completion to attempt, para jumble to attempt, and one passage which I said I would have attempted earlier, which was based on contextual vocab. So this is good enough time. Even if I'm struggling somewhere for the time, I will be leaving the questions based on parajumble, which anyways accuracy could suffer there. But for person to person, for student to student, it can vary. Few people may say that their parajumble is stronger, but I really doubt. Those people are judging just on the basis of 5, 7, 10 questions. In the long run, if you attempt a lot of para completion question and parajumble question without options wale parajumble, you will commit more mistakes in parajumble questions. I'm telling you from my experience. So don't judge your performance just on the basis of one or two tests, right? So guys, this is how you should have attempted the paper. And I think personally that getting maybe 30 to 32 right, correct, wouldn't have been difficult for someone who attempts the paper properly and is above average in the verbal ability or the reading section, right? So 30-32 sahi karna to koi badi baat nahi thi. Enough time was there. You were not struggling for time. There are a lot of questions which hardly take less than 30-40 seconds time in this entire section. So that's it from my side. But I will be waiting for you all. If you want me to do something specifically, any one or two question that you want me to discuss, I can do that. Or any other question you have in mind. So music man, I score good in VRC sectionals, but bad in mocks. What should I do? I think nothing to worry about. Maybe one or two mocks you would have not done well, or maybe one or two sectional you would have done exceptionally well. Don't judge it by on the basis of a small sample, right? At least 5-7 mocks, that would give you a fair picture, and 5-7 sectional test would give you a fair picture. Also, it may happen that in the sectional test you are only attempting that section, and in the mock test this is the third section that you are attempting, so you are reaching to the reading comprehension part after 1 hour 20 minutes. So maybe that could be one problem. And if that is the problem, then that is a stamina problem. That means that you have to make sure that you are able to focus on the paper for entire 2 hours. More mocks, and that would certainly be helpful. Yeah. Any other question?
I believe so. You can give them some tips in terms of last 10 days to be very precise. Last के 2-3 दिन तो ऐसे relax करने में या वापस से अपना calm and composure gain करने में निकल जाएंगे. So in
हाँ,
the last
मुझे
10 days,
लगता है
what
कि
should be the focus areas?
डेफिनेटली those who are very serious about cracking it, and बोलने से तो सभी serious लगते हैं, सुनने में तो सभी बोलेंगे कि I'm damn serious, but that comes down to whether you are able to put 10 hours effort every day. Let me be very straightforward with that. And what I should do in those 10 hours? I should take one mock test, 2 hours, definitely, and analysis of that mock test, right? Assuming that you would have covered your syllabus. Now there would be two type of students here. One, those who have covered their syllabus and they know that what they are good at and what they are not good at. So I will cover them first. So every day one mock followed by the analysis. It will take 4 hours. Okay. And in quants, revision of only those topics that you are very good at, and solving those topics, solving PYQs for all type of question. So previous 5 year IIM Indore paper plus revision of all the topics that I am good at. That would be good enough for that. And for the VARC section, I will say that 1 hour, this should go in combination, 1 hour RC plus 1 hour verbal. Then the next day, 1 hour grammar plus 1 hour verbal. Verbal, when I say verbal, it is para completion and para jumble, because I believe that these are the questions which decides the cream crowd from the average crowd. The other questions all the people are able to do to certain extent कर लेते हैं उतना. Okay, these 8 to 10 questions are the deciding ones. Okay, so 1 hour verbal, 1 hour RC, then the next day 1 hour verbal, 1 hour grammar. Idioms and phrases, very very important, because you will find them getting repeated year after year. So can you identify those 100 idioms that are high, that you feel that I have high chances of coming back? At least go and check all the idioms and phrases question that have come in GIPMAT, IPMAT, IIM Rohtak, whatever you can find. Do that. This is what you need to do. For those who are still struggling to figure out that kya acha hai, kya bura hai, you still can manage it. But the idea is, can you identify those 20% topics that will do 80% of your job, right? So for example, in the quant section, arithmetic is that topic, and maybe along with arithmetic, number system is that topic. Can you be good at these two? And in the second section, can you crack those 5 questions from question number 41 to 45? Logical reasoning and data interpretation. Because if you can do that, you are almost half the cutoff clear kar liya in the second section. So focus on limited areas, but go deep. In GIPMAT exam, you can go superficial and cover a lot of topics, but in IPMAT, that may not help you that much. Okay. And
And
for
I
the
believe,
VAR, the same
right.
strategy. Yeah, yeah.
And I believe the same, the funda that you are telling right now, though identifying those 20% of those topics that can help you with the 80% of your marks. I believe with it, this particular tip can definitely help you, because he's been there is a comment in the section chat box we have, that he's been struggling with us, like with the stuck score. So he's been stuck between 100 to 110, and he's not been able to improve or boost that score within VARC. VARC, is it overall with it? Can you go ahead and give us a confirmation? एंड एज सर स्टेटेड, आपको वो अपने स्ट्रेंथ एरियाज निकालने ही, आइडेंटिफाई करने ही होंगे. PYQs, like if you are accompanying PYQs with your those areas that you have already covered and revising them very actively, right? Identifying your strength areas, weak areas, so that at least if you're aware about your strengths and weaknesses, you can go ahead and tackle them in the, or address them in the paper accordingly, right? If those are your strength area, go ahead and revise them. PYQs related questions solve karo. You have your resources, materials with you. Unse aap relevant questions, basics and moderate is something that you must have already covered, right? So mixed set of questions ko jaake you can go ahead and practice. And similarly, like even mock analysis इसलिए important हो जाती है, so that you can identify first of all. अभी यहाँ पे if you are stuck, are you able to identify the round one questions? Are you able to identify which questions to go ahead and attempt in round two? So, okay, you have VARC particularly, so you are the right person here.
Yeah.
100 to
So
110
VA,
weakness tag hai.
but if you are getting 100 to 110, that's very good score. Let me tell you. Don't get daunted by the scores that you look at 170. Those are unreal scores. They can be fake, and if somebody is genuinely scoring 170, then heads off. You can simply say that, boss, you deserve to be in IIM Indore, and if IIM Ahmedabad comes up with their course, you deserve it to be at IIM Ahmedabad. But I really doubt that 170 is very much real kind of a score, and a lot of students do get intimidated when they look at this score. 110 is a good score in any mock of Career Launcher. That's definitely a notch higher than IPMAT exam. But yeah, next thing to come and think about is that from where can you get those next 20 marks? Assume कर रहा हूँ 105 आ रहा है and we need to go to 125. So how can you go to those next 20 marks? Next 20 marks में कैसे आएंगे? So one is, can I look at my mistakes that I am committing? Right? If I can reduce couple of mistakes, that will give me plus 10. राइट. बट मिस्टेक्स जो इस पेपर में हो सकते हैं, जो सिली मिस्टेक्स की कैटेगरी में मैं जैसे बोलूंगा, that can only be in reading comprehension. The grammar question, if you either you know or you don't know, kind of questions are there a lot of times. Okay, so look at your whether the mistakes are of that category wherein you can say that these are silly mistakes. I have not read the passage properly, I have not read the text properly, I have not read the parajumble properly, and that's why I committed mistake. If you can do that, that's the first thing. Focus on accuracy. And the second is what type of questions you are committing mistakes. Okay, is there any particular trend there that you are seeing? And trust me, just on the basis of 3 tests, don't give me trend. That's a nothing number. You write at least 30-40 questions of a particular type and then say that this is my strength or weakness. My problem with IPMAT kids are they take very less marks and they believe that whatever they have seen in one test, that's they take it as their identity. Definition ले लेते हैं कि ये मैं हूँ, मेरा ये अच्छा है. Write at least 5-6 marks and then try to come up with what are your good points, bad points. It won't be that difficult then. Otherwise we will be all over the place. ये भी कर लेते हैं, वो भी कर लेते हैं. That can become bit challenging. Okay, so 110 से 130 तक जाना won't be a problem because I believe that your base is already strong. One thing that I will like to tell you, Shashvita, is that there are a lot of questions that get repeated in quant. I teach quant in my classes. I mean, just people can say that ये VARC वाले बोल रहे quant का. I know because I teach quant also. Right? So 2019, there were questions that came exactly in 2021. 2021 ka question came in 2023. Quant exact same question without changing the numbers. And if you look at the pattern or the logic, I will say that almost every year the logic of the question remains same. They have few favorite kind of questions that they ask in number system and number of ways things can be distributed. If you are smart enough people, then last 5 to 6 years paper, every question of IIM Indore, you should be very thorough with the concept. There is no excuse. If you cannot solve previous 5 year questions, then stop claiming yourself being a serious aspirant. That's the first thing that you should do. And I tell you, if you do that, I won't be surprised that you come back after the exam and say कि sir 2-3 क्वेश्चन वैसे ही आ गए, exactly same आ गए, and at least 7 to 8 questions were based on same logic or the same concept. Please go ahead and do that. If you want a tip, this is one tip
Right.
that you should take it. ये पहला है, बाकी सब बाद में.
राइट, अगर अभी अभी भी नहीं अटेम्प्ट किए हैं PYQ, सो दिस इज योर साइन. Go ahead and attempt them. Those are the most essential and useful tool when it comes to preparation, and a lot of takeaways from there itself आपके पास होंगे. But if you have attempted, if you have given it, अभी तक टाला है, अब मत टालो. That would be one suggestion. And as stated as well, mock taking is again the key. A lot of students delay it just because they aren't prepared, or just because they are feared, or just because some of their mocks went, the other way, and they weren't in your favor. Those don't decide. Their performance don't decide. How you actually perform on the D-Day decides everything. But those mocks kind of help you in identifying your patterns, identifying your mistakes, and making, like, avoiding you to commit them as well. Okay, so go ahead, do these, like, execute these tips that you have got from Siddharth sir, Ramanoj sir, right? Try to implement them. We'll be back again with another interesting analysis session. You can take those insights and try to implement them in your mock taking strategy, right? So yes, thank you sir, thank you for being a part of the
Thank you.
session and sharing your like insights for this mock as well, and overall as well. I hope that was helpful to the students, and yes, they'll be working accordingly. Until then, we'll We'll meet next time with another important, interesting session. So, yeah. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining in as well.